I occasionally like to do this little segment on the channel, just giving a shout out to independent filmmakers, writers, and also fan films I've come across, or people who've been in touch with me, to help to promote their work to a wider audience. I'm going to kick off with this one that many Star Trek fans have probably seen at this point. It's from the channel JTVFX, and it's their Wolf 359 series of videos. These include the two-part Prelude and the Massacre Part 1. This is a retelling of the events of the Battle of Wolf 359 from the Next Generation episode The Best of Both Worlds, when Picard was assimilated and turned into Locutus of Borg. These fan films tell the story of the Wolf 359 battle in the most comprehensive manner possible, the build-up to before the battle and the battle itself, by incorporating scenes from the Next Generation episode, Deep Space Nine's Emissary, and the video game Star Trek Borg, along with incredibly new, high-quality cinematic CGI space shots created especially for the fan films. The live-action scenes have been remastered, bringing them up to higher fidelity, and they've really thought of everything here. With very clever editing, we see things from the perspectives of Admiral Hansen, Locutus, the crew of the USS Righteous, and even briefly Liam Shaw. He's in there as well, because we learned from the third season of Star Trek Picard that Shaw was serving on a ship during the Battle of Wolf 359. The work that was done here to expand upon the events and provide more context to the battle, from the augmented space shots, the extra scenes where the different starship crews are communicating with each other and coordinating during the battle, it's absolutely the most comprehensive documenting of this extremely significant and dramatic point of Star Trek history. A phenomenal achievement, and apparently there's another video in the works. The link is below in the description box. Next up, there's a new movie coming out called The Hunt for Gollum in 2026, a new Lord of the Rings film, but it turns out there was a Lord of the Rings fan film by the same name that was made back in 2009. I've never even heard of this one before, but it's available to watch on YouTube, and it's incredible. It's 39 minutes long. It follows the adventure of Aragorn as he tries to locate Gollum, who has crucial information about the ring's location. All of this is happening against the backdrop of Sauron's preparations to unleash his armies on Middle-earth. Made in 2009, it's directed by Chris Bouchard from Independent Online Cinema. It's beautifully shot, and from the cinematography, the special effects, the locations, the music, the tone of the whole film, it feels very much in keeping with the Peter Jackson movies, which were an inspiration for this film. It truly looks like a continuation of that series. Considering this film was made for less than $5,000, it's staggering what they achieved here. The makeup, the production values, and the way it's shot and edited, as well as the fight scenes and acting, it's all brilliant. And the two guys who do the voice of Gollum, Gareth Bro and Jason Perino, they do an amazing job. They sound very like Andy Serkis. And CG for Gollum is kept to a minimum, and it's very impactful as a result. This is just simply superb. I'm running out of superlatives. The location shooting in the UK included a forest in North Wales and Hampstead Heath as well. Aragorn is played by Adrian Webster, and he really looks a lot like Viggo Mortensen. His performance is very faithful and convincing to that character, and Gandalf is played by Patrick O'Connor, and he has a suitably strong presence for that role as well. The Hunt for Gollum is well worth your time. Again, linked below. Moving on, a subscriber of mine has asked me to give a shout out to their new book. So this is an original work, and it's called Son of the Sanctimite, a dark fantasy of sword and sorcery. So if you like dark fantasy and character-driven adventure stories with a deep mythology and rich world building, you might like this book. It's written by Icarus Coate, and it tells the story of the character of Kera. She's a merciless leader of warriors known as the Ember Jackals, and a new mother. Since her initiation, all she's known is a ravenous bloodlust. Now her priority is the well-being of her son, Asher. Can she preserve their bond in the wake of her bloody history? Or will love turn to ire as Asher learns the truth of the world and what it means to be an Ember Jackal? So you can check out the full description of the novel. It's available to purchase on Amazon, and you can read more if you're so interested. The novel is rated suitable for ages 15 and above. Now, speaking of books, you know that I'm writing my own novel at the moment, which is a detective sci-fi thriller based in a future Las Vegas, and it involves a global conspiracy regarding a totalitarian AI system, among other things, but I won't reveal further details there to avoid spoiling. When I was plotting the chapters, I got to chapter 11, and my brief notes for that chapter just got expanded and expanded. I kept writing until eventually I'd written the entire chapter, and so I proceeded to just continue writing from there. So I wrote the second half of the book first, and now I'm going back to writing the beginning. So it was kind of a strange way to write a novel, but it was actually good in some ways because all of the very important revelations and twists are at the end of the book. So I was glad I worked out all of the complicated stuff already. So now I just have to bridge the gap. I'm hoping to get 2 chapters written each month. So I have 7 more to write, and I'm planning on getting it professionally edited after I complete the second draft. And then I'm going to self-publish, hopefully in September or October, all going well. So hopefully you guys will be interested and buy a copy. So let's move on now to a Star Wars fan film next. This one is called The Han Solo Chronicles. It's not yet finished, but it's supposed to be a fan series. The trailer is available from the link below again. And it stars and is directed by Matt Mikkelsen. So he plays Han Solo, and I have to say, he does kind of have a bit of a Harrison Ford quality going on. His voice is quite similar, at least to my ear. Now, the film looks great, brilliant location shooting, and the CGI is fantastic. Sound effects are all on point, really blends well with the real-world locations. Costuming effects, editing, it all looks great. Some of the green screening is a bit noticeable here and there. It looks like practical sets weren't constructed for this. That's an expensive thing to do, obviously. Very few fan films can, build a Millennium Falcon set. But aside from that, I'm looking forward to seeing how the final film ends up. I think we're going to get 2 episodes of this. So well done to Matt and his team. Check out the trailer again in the description box. Now, the final project is something completely different. This is another fan project, a Star Trek fan project. This is from the channel Mr. Trek. So this gentleman is building the Enterprise sets from Star Trek the original series as a miniature model, and I think it's a 1 to 350 scale model of the ship. So he's building this deck by deck, all the rooms, all the corridors, everything, and it's just incredible attention to detail. This is truly a remarkable piece of work, and a real labor of love, of course, as a fan. So it's going to be enormous when it's finished. But I can't imagine the level of difficulty involved here, and the skill and just incredible craftsmanship. It's an immensely impressive thing. So check out the link to that in the description box. It isn't finished yet. So head on over to his channel, subscribe to him, and you can keep up to date on the progress of this extraordinary project. So that about does it for this video, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.